Today, these players walk in the shadows of legend. And there is the breakthrough goal.
That's what the fans came to see. That's for the history books.
Del Piero! Big games produce big moments.
Have you seen a more freakish goal in A-League history?
Well, the A-League delivers again.
No one is stopping that.
What an unbelievable strike! And the Mariners have done it! Remarkable!
Good afternoon and welcome to McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. Mulibinba to the Awabakal and Warami people for this opening day of the 20th A-League men's season. A new era for the A-League with 13 clubs. We just saw Auckland FC in their inaugural football match in front of a sellout crowd get a win over Brisbane. And it's also a new era for two football clubs we know all so well, the Newcastle Jets, under new ownership and with plenty of new faces in the side against Melbourne City. Well, let's have a look. Well, we're expecting a good crowd of around 8,000 plus here. The hills behind each goal are filling up nicely. There is Robbie Stanton, his second season as the Newcastle Jets coach, the former youth team coach and assistant coach at Sydney FC. And that experience of working with the youngsters at Sydney FC, invaluable here because he has, for the second year in a row, the youngest squad in the A-League competition. Aurelio Vidmar, the former Adelaide United boss, he's had his first pre-season at Melbourne City, having taken over from Rado Vidosic just a couple of games in to last season's campaign. The pressure is on him to return City to their former heights of always competing at the top of the table. Sean Evans is refereeing this fixture for the third time. It's match number 171 in the A-League for him. It's the most of the current batch of referees, but some way behind Chris Beats, 233, and Peter Green's 200 matches. And we are just about all set for a start. Big afternoon for Justin Vidic there, who gets to make his mark in attack for the Jets. We are all set for a start in Newcastle. The referee getting the watch. And we are underway. Two former A-League men's champions in the Newcastle Jets and Melbourne City locking horns on the opening day of the season. City, who snuck into the finals for the 10th season in a row, but via the back door last season. For the Jets, Daniel McBreen, it's not since 2018 they've made the finals of the A-League, but on the opening day of the season, we're all square.
Well, good afternoon, Robbie, and all our viewers out there. Yeah, big season for both of these clubs. Newcastle Jets, good feeling around the city, new owners, all those worries put behind them. Robbie Stanton's second season in charge. For Melbourne City, that 6th place last season was their worst position in 10 years. So they'll be looking, Aurelio Vidmar's first full pre-season, as you said, under his belt. He'll be looking for a much better start to this season and for them to carry it on through the year.
How about that for a confident Patrick Beach coming out and playing as a third centre-back, as it's Kai Truan's ball over the top. One for Stephen Ugarkovic to chase.
Well, it's the modern game for the goalkeeper, isn't it? Out around near the centre circle for half the game. Afraid to get involved.
Here is Welly Sol with his first touch of A-League football. The control wasn't bad. He thought he was being held on to. Ugarkovic finds space on the left for the City captain, as is Bajic, making his 100th appearance for Melbourne City today. Ball to the back post. The header back across. Tilio's there, and a goal with just 1 minute and 40 on the clock. And the Jets have been grounded immediately. It's City with their first goal of the new campaign. We were wondering where the goals would come from. No Tolgay Arslan, no Jamie McLaren. Well, Marco Tilio with his first of the campaign.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, you'll see it's just too easy for Aziz Bajic down that left-hand side. Unopposed header comes back in. And it's calamitous defending again, it must be said, from the Newcastle Jets. See here, too much time and space. And then the header back across. 3 or 4 gold shirts there. And it's Marco Tilio who reacts quickest to the deflection. After the initial header went in, and Ryan Scott can't get out quick enough to smother. And it's the dream start for Melbourne City. And the home crowd is silenced.
Well, he had an injury-plagued return to Australia on loan from Celtic last season. He scored the 1 goal. It was a fantastic goal as well against Sydney FC. That one was a little more simple, but will do his confidence the world of good. Marco Tilio and Jonathan Cohen, the Israeli international, with his first assist.
Yeah, it was a good header back across, but like I said, I'll let this flow.
As well as Sol finds Aquilina. Aquilina stinging the palms of Patrick Beach. We've seen him use his feet. He used his gloves there as well, and importantly he did. That had something behind it from Aquilina. As well as Sol gets the better of Talbot, and a free kick as the Jets look to fight back immediately.
That's a good response from the Newcastle Jets. It's easy to let that get into your head, the early start, but they've got the crowd back into the game. Wellersol, speaking to a few of the players during the week, they said he likes to get stuck in, he likes to work hard. He's not afraid of the physical stuff when he has to, but also has good feet as well. Showed him both of those qualities there.
That shot from Thomas Aquilina. This is his 80th A-League match this afternoon. He's starting his 5th season. He's never scored, but he did get 3 in the Cup this season. 3 and 3 in the Cup, and he's playing a more advanced role from that right back where he used to play at Western Sydney, and in the early days of the Jets, now very much an attacking threat, as he's wrestling a little bit there with Andy Naboo. Now Grozos delivers the ball near post, headed away by Samuel Suprayon. Bayliss. Eli Adams with the cross towards Mark Natta.
Well, as we said, good response from Newcastle Jets. A couple of decent balls in there. Plenty of wrestling going on those corners or free kicks into the box. I'm sure the referees will keep their eye on that. There's 3 or 4 little duels going on in there. No matter, eventually the one who gets up, but couldn't direct it towards goal.
Yellow card for Talbot for that challenge on Welly Sol as well, so that's an early booking in the 5th minute. So there's Patrick Beach again with the long launch forward. It's quite a blustery day here. Cohen, oh, that's a lovely pass for Ugarkovic, the former Jet, and he didn't hit it cleanly. I don't think he was looking for Andy Naboo inside.
No, I think he was going for the strike. His header just took it a little wide to his left. Just made the angle a little difficult, made him stretch a little as well. It was a worrying sign again for the Jets there. I think it was Cohen again who dropped in and played a nice ball over the top.
Cohen, who looks like he's not going to be a like for like necessarily, but is there, clearly has the vision and the skills to perhaps make light of that absence of Tolgay Arslan, which certainly will be felt.
Yeah, I think everyone would agree that he's a big loss, huge loss for this team. So influential last season.
Interesting tactically to see Nathaniel Atkinson playing in the middle of the park. It looks like he's one of 2 sixers alongside Jimmy Jego, and it's Ugarkovic almost playing as a second striker just behind Andrew Naboo.
Yeah, a little further forward than we're used to for Steven Ugarkovic. Can strike a ball from the edge of the box. Do you remember many years ago when he was at Newcastle? He was told he wasn't allowed to shoot from outside the box. And then when the shackles were released, he released a few thunderbolts from outside the box as well.
Become a bit of a theme over the years for Ugarkovic. He scored some very nice goals already for City last season. He has already scored against the Jets, where he spent 6 years between 2015 and 2021. That was at Western Sydney. He's also played for Wellington Phoenix in the interim. And there's a good ball for Atkinson from Tilio, the cross. Naboo is there, Cohen arriving, and it's cleared by Wilmering. And they're living dangerously at the back already, Newcastle.
Well, just before that run from Atkinson, he made another run just on the nearer side of the field to go in behind. Didn't receive the pass on that occasion, but he's obviously another one that's being allowed to be released. As you can see, he's standing in that higher 10 position as well. It's another dangerous moment. Even City looking threatening going forward.
Atkinson back in Australia, back with City, where he won the league in 2021, won the Joe Marston medal as well. 2 seasons followed in Scotland at Hearts, 52 appearances, 2 goals, and now back the Tasmanian in his second home, a Socceroo as well, Nathaniel Atkinson. Kai Truhan for Ugarkovic. Talbot with Cohen. Jego with Truhan. Aurelio Vidmar was saying how well pre-season has gone when he spoke to the media at yesterday's pre-match press conference. Here's Jego again. Austrian-born Jimmy Jego. He's been joined by another Austrian who's on the bench as well. One of the new signings for City, Andreas Kuhn, as well as Sol. Looking to release Aquilina or Wilmering.
It was well read by Kai Truhan there. He saw the danger and slid across well.
He's quick, Aquilina, but he didn't look to have the appetite for that one. Perhaps already realised it was a lost cause. Ryan Scott with Dane Ingham, last year's Player of the Year. In fact, 2 years ago now for the Jets. Here's Wellisol trying to go it alone. He had Vidic and Aquilina ahead of him. Bayliss drafted in after Timmins picked up an injury on the eve of this match.
Well, obviously another injury concern for the Jets is Lockie Rose. And lots of fanfare about his arrival in Newcastle and his burgeoning friendship with Wellisol since he's arrived in the country. I think Robbie Stanton and his staff were looking forward to seeing those two up front together. Justin Vidic step in tonight. Big, strong striker.
One goal in his A-League career as well. It's only just started, mind you, the scholarship player. 5 appearances last season and a goal. A consolation in a 3-1 loss to Adelaide back in round 9. But he scored twice against Rockdale in the Cup earlier this season. Clever touch from Grozos. Here's Wilmering diving into the breach. He's got Aquilina outside him. He wants to find Willisol, who's making himself available. Willisol still, he had the option in Wilmering, decided he doesn't need them. Still going. Looking for a cheeky little nutmeg on Diego in the box, but Aquilina's bundled over. Just a throw for the Jets.
Well, he showed a good turn of pace there, didn't he, Wellisol? You and I both thought that he was going to play the ball to Aquilina. He said, well, I don't need you. I can beat these two players on my own. Did so, but then stopped and came back and wanted to beat them again.
A second time. Here's Aquilina again. With Shushnya. Spent last season at Perth. The former MacArthur defender. Atkinson. Finds Talbot in the end. Here's Cohen. Truen. Diego. And then Truen couldn't find Lugarkovic. Now Vidic with Wellisol. Kai Truen across in cover. We've already seen, now Wellisol's been caught there. Kai Truen just having a little nibble. Aquilina's cross. Now Wellisol has stayed down, and Kai Truen, very sportingly, didn't need to perhaps play it out, but did so that Wellisol can receive some attention.
We'll just see here as the ball gets played.
Well, let's head straight down to Daniel Garb, who's on the sidelines for us this afternoon. Garby, what have you got for us?
Thank you, Robbie. It was a nice atmosphere down here. It's pretty windy. It's favouring the Newcastle Jets at the moment. Hopefully Wellisol's okay, because he's been exciting the crowd in the opening 15 minutes or so of this contest. He has looked lively. I spoke to Costa Grozos before the game. It's such an interesting story. The youngest captain in Jets history. He did say to me, look, it's a young team. I like to lead by example. I'm not a ranter and raver, and anyone who's ever spoken to Costa Grozos, lovely young man, but he is softly spoken. So that'll be the way of it for him, to lead by example rather than trying to bark orders around the pitch. But he has to lead this side at the moment because it's obviously a challenging start to their A-League campaign.
Thank you, Garby. Yes, actions speak louder than words for Costa Grozos, who got just the 1 goal last season, but it came on the opening day. It was a lovely strike as well. The Jets have only won 1 of their last 6 match day 1 matches. And it's often set the tone in recent years for difficult seasons. But as you said, Macca, there is a good feeling around town. New ownership at last, the Maverick Sports Partners, who have come in, who have taken over, who have steadied the ship. There hasn't been a huge investment. They have lost the likes of Apostolos Stamatolopoulos, Trent Bahaja, who now plays in Italy and is a Maltese international officially, played last week.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness to Maverick Sports Group, they didn't say they were going to come in and throw millions. They said it was a long-term project. They looked at the Mariners and saw what they did and said, why can't Newcastle be doing that with such a big base that they've got in northern New South Wales. They want to get the academy sorted out, get that working well, which is heading in the right direction under the tutelage of Damien Zane. And as you can see from the first team squad, it's a very young squad. I think it might be the youngest average in the A-League. So,
oh, as Naboo's done brilliantly. Ugarkovic was there, Naboo still. Well, he held on a little bit too long, and then he had to keep holding on until something else opened up for him.
Well, he used his guile and his strength here, didn't he? There's the experience. And just as he tries to get that ball across, the scrambling defence gets there to help Suznia.
You mentioned the Jets, the youngest team in the competition last season. The oldest, Melbourne City. That may have changed with Jamie Young sitting on the bench. This evening is the ball in. Oh, it was Kai Truan, I think, who was trying to get his head on it. Oh, that's a great ball for Vidic. Unfortunately for City, Patrick Beach, as is his custom, was well outside his box to make that intervention.
It was also a timely intervention from Stephen Ugarkovic, wasn't it? Just got enough on his header to guide it back to Beach.
Did look for a moment like it might have been heading over Ugarkovic. He had to stretch, but it's been a confident start from the 21-year-old goalkeeper Patrick Beach, who also spent a little bit of time at the Central Coast Mariners down the road.
Well, speaking of the Mariners, there was a young goalkeeper by the name of Parage Cullen that did a good job last night. 18 years of age, a behemoth of a young man he is as well. Did very well last night, so this is going to be a year of young goalkeepers breaking through.
Well, it's probably going to be a year of young players, full stop, everywhere.
Yep.
All over the pitch. We saw the youngest ever Mariner, Hayne Eames, last night. We've got a 17-year-old on the bench with very big raps on him by the name of Will Dobson. And 17, he really is a baby-faced midfielder. Jago. But this is a fantastic opportunity this season, the 20th in the A-League, to see these young kids get their opportunity. We saw so many young players transferred overseas to have their chance at Europe, and it doesn't have to necessarily work out every time, but if there's a transfer fee, if there's a little bit of experience, that even for the likes of Nathaniel Atkinson comes back to the A-League with that experience, it's a positive thing for the league. Here's Cohen. Little ball inside again, gets it straight back from Jago. Cohen with Atkinson. Well, he looks very keen to get on the football, Jonathan Cohen, at every opportunity. Tilio's ball in towards Naboo. Jonathan Cohen, who's played for Israel 8 times. Spent most of his career at Maccabi Tel Aviv, where he came through the ranks, but also had a couple of seasons at Pisa in the Italian second division. As well as Sol again thought he'd been pushed over unfairly. We're speaking to John Moss, the new referees boss this week, who said they are lifting the physical contact threshold. Nothing wrong with a bit of push, a bit of physical football, shoulder to shoulder. Let it go, let it play. Players, of course, and referees will have to adjust a little bit perhaps over the first few weeks. As here goes Talbot again. Little touch for Ugarkovic, the man that used to call McDonald Jones home. Talbot again. Oh, that's a clever ball. Gets it back, goes again Talbot. His first touch just allowed Wilmering in. Brozos clears only as far as Cohen. Jonathan Cohen just wouldn't sit. Now Tilio. Deflected corner.
Well, it was neat play by Callum Talbot, wasn't it, down this right-hand side for a little give and go. And the ball came back out. Cohen just couldn't quite find the space on the edge of the box. Fell to Tilio. And it's been a scrambling defensive setup at times in the Jets, isn't it?
Shushnya and Natta, the two central defenders, as the ball comes in. It's a good header away from Daningham. Ugarkovic can hit them. We were just talking about that. Sails over Ryan Scott's crossbar. The referee just taking a moment, I think, to see if Nathaniel Atkinson's okay. And VAR just having a quick little look. Natta. And that's a good press from Melbourne City. Newcastle inviting it. They were forced long. Melbourne City have it straight back again. Kai Truan. Beautifully done against Wellersol. Jego with Bajic. Played against Japan in Saitama on Tuesday night. Jego. Bayliss too sprightly for Atkinson. Eli Adams. Can't find Aquilina. Cohen. Little touch for Tilio. Atkinson. Cohen goes again. Oh, he's unmarked. Cohen drives it across the face of goal. And now Talbot is there. Ugarkovic slipping. There hasn't been any rain as of yet, as here's Ugarkovic again. I'm not sure who he was looking for there. At the back post. There is a lot of rain about, though, you get the feeling. It's only a matter of time. What was a beautiful early afternoon here in Newcastle. Wilmering clever. With Aquilina. Back for Wilmering. Pops up the cross, and as is Bajic, not taking any chances. Not enough numbers in the area for Newcastle there.
Well, that's exactly what Daniel Wilmering's saying there. He's thrown his arms in the air saying, who's attacking the back post? Justin Vidic had made the run on the near post area. Great play from Aquilina. And he just holds that up. And that's a striker's dream, really, just to attack. Nothing wrong with the ball. Daniel Wilmering says, come on, guys, I need you to be there. And Azez says the same to his teammates.
We've had two corners at the other end. Vidic. Is trying to do the marking on Beach. Sean Evans. Cohen standing in his way. Bayliss. Back post. Natta is there. Ooh, he almost, with the wind, got that one to curl in. Patrick Beach alert.
Well, it just got caught up in the wind, didn't it? Watch Patrick Beach here, comes forward, then realises it's coming back in towards that back top corner. Neil Atkinson was there, but Beach got it away.
There you can see that little pushing tug of war in the middle there. It'll be Grozos this time. Wilmering comes short. Wonder if that gave Grozos an idea or two. Back post. Oh. It might yet fall for Natta. Well, it was Shushnya ducked out of the way.
Well, he must have got a call. So it was Natta right behind him, and it looked like Shushnya was going to head the ball, and just right at the last second, ducks. Had to have had a call there. Just wouldn't fall for Natta.
There is Mark Natta, who's also got just the one goal last season. Opened the scoring against Melbourne victory. Unfortunately, it was followed by 4 quick goals from Bruno Fornaroli in a match that ended 5-3. This match has actually always featured plenty of goals. It averages 3.2 over the history of the confrontations between these two sides. Vidic leaves it for Eli Adams. Ingham hasn't seen too much of the football so far. New Zealand right back. Brozos saw the run, elected not to play the ball. Now Wilmering. Welly Sol. Touch got away. Oh, he's managed to squeeze between players and keep going. Get the ball wide to Adams. His little dink cross towards Vidic, and it was a very, very important defensive header to take the ball away.
Well, of a strong play from Welly Sol to start the move under lots of pressure. Here, two players in between, faces up, moves it to the side, and there's the strength. Bounce off one and the other, then gets it wide. And this time the Jets do have numbers getting forward. Eli Adams just clips it in. Suprayan takes it off the head. Justin Vidic. He's maybe settling into the game a little bit now, Welly Sol.
Marco Tilio trying to convince Sean Evans of his geometry skills there. He's still being asked to retreat another yard or two. Brozos, this time near post. Suprayo again with the header. Eli Adams needed a bit more angle on that to get it wide to Grozos. Melbourne City have already had 6 shots, 2 on target to just 2 and 1 on target from the Jets. That 1 on target was Aquilina straight after Marco Tilio's opening goal.
Well, to be fair to the Jets, it's been a good response after going down 1-0. They have maybe not have the number of shots on goal as Melbourne City, but they are probing, they are causing some problems. They're asking some questions of that back line.
Naboo, so strong. Natta does well. It's Marco Tilio's first goal against the Newcastle Jets. Still a couple of teams on his list to tick off. He'll get the chance at Melbourne Victory next week. In the derby, Melbourne Victory, who drew scoreless with the Mariners last night. Auckland 2-0 winners over Brisbane earlier. Here goes Atkinson. Atkinson's ball looking for Naboo. How about that for a piece of skill from Dane Ingham. Vidic, he does well. He gets away from Aquilina, but Wilmering is there. Welly Sol, Bayliss, Aquilina ahead. It was Eli Adams charging up through the middle. Bayliss playing at the base of midfield. Rather fortunately got another bite at the cherry there, and the referee trying to see if there was any advantage to be had. And now the free kick. Beautiful. Good awareness from Dane Ingham as well, because the little slip from Bajic really made that the option and probably the best thing to do. Now Wilmering, free kick back post. Oh, it's a good ball. Shushniar's there, and Shushniar should have had a goal on Jets' debut. Great stop from Patrick Beach again.
Well, we spoke about the Melbourne City goal and how lax the defending was. Look at the space afforded to Shushniar there. All the time in the world, set himself, get the volley off. It's a good save from Beach on that near post area, but yeah, he knows That's a great opportunity to bring Newcastle Jets level.
And now Grozos, oh! Well, how close was that? He scored on the opening day of last season, as I said, from that kind of range, and he wasn't far away.
Well, it was straight off the set piece training sessions, wasn't it? The only thing that didn't happen was the bulge in the net.
We'll never know, but I'm not sure Patrick Beach was going to get to that one. Shushnyar did score a fantastic goal last season for Perth in the Unite round. Absolute rocket into the top corner. He knows where the back of the net is.
Here's another look at that chance from Costa Grozos. It just goes past that upright. Well worked play. Short from the corner.
Half an hour gone. The Jets last season, mentioned how young they were, often struggled to hold out matches when they were leading. Coming from behind is a different story. Not once last season did they manage to come from behind to win. They had 11 opportunities to do so, as here's the ball for Naboo. He was the wrong side, Shushnyar, but he managed to get away with the sliding tackle, and then Ryan Scott gets away with one as well. Shushnyar again, heading back centrally into traffic. Bayliss has been caught there by Cohen. The referee is going to go into the book a second yellow card of the afternoon. And first for Melbourne City, and it's Jonathan Cohen. The referee took his time before deciding that that was worth the yellow.
Well, it was a dangerous ball, wasn't it, from Alexander Shushnyar? Just lobbed, hopefully, into the middle of the park. There were City players everywhere that really put them under pressure, and Lockie Bayliss had to do some covering there because he doesn't make that challenge. It was a real opportunity for City. He got there early, Cohen got there late, and it's a yellow card.
Second yellow card for City. Talbot in the 4th minute, now joined by Cohen. There is Callum Talbot with Bayage. Well, the veteran, brilliantly done. Naboo. And again, it's a sliding challenge, and it's a little bit ragged edge at the moment. That time the offside flag against Naboo.
Well, he might be getting on a little bit in years, as is Bates, but he's not slowing down, is he? And that is a definite mismatch there with Eli Adams. It's the second time now he's left him for dead. The first one was for the goal. If you're him now, every time you see him in front, you are going to run him.
Every time you see it, as is Bajic in full flight like that, the image of that run against Argentina,
yes, exactly.
It's the one. Two goals in 104 A-League matches before this afternoon for Aziz Bajic. A 100th appearance for City to go with the 5 for Melbourne victory. Before then, Aquilina. That's nicely done, Wilmering. Takes it in his stride. Finds Adams. Coming central. Now Ingham. Back for Eli Adams. That's good flowing football from the Jets. They have done that on occasion this afternoon. They've managed to get into good positions, get the ball into the box as well. And again, Page just twists and turns into a bit of space, gets the head down and goes.
Well, it must be said as well, on the occasions that the Jets have shown us that free-flowing football.
As here they have another chance, perhaps. Vidic, it was a good challenge by Adams on Tilio, who was dispossessed and then gave away the free kick in trying to win it back.
I was just about to say, the recovery defence from Melbourne City has been great. On this occasion, they've given away a foul in a dangerous area, definitely within range. As you see here, hands all over the arm, the shirt.
And Costa Grozos. Here's the set piece take up. Well, he said he likes to lead by example. This would be a pretty nice example to set for your teammates on the day you wear the captain's armband. Probably a good 25 metres out from goal, directly in front. Eli Adams is there as well. There's no player lying down under the wall, if that's to give Grozos ideas. Grozos! And again, Beach is called upon, and again, Beach has the answers.
Well, didn't he cover the ground quickly there, Beach? When he came off the boot, it looked like it was flying into that top corner, and he's got there with ease, with a big strong palm, and got it away.
Well, when we got the word of the starting 11, you asked the question, what's happened? Where's Jamie Young? And the word out from the club, selection. That's all, nothing wrong with Jamie Young. As Beach comes again and claims. He's a big boy as well. He took that one out of the air. So it's a clear decision, and we'll see it very well from this angle.
He's had a very comfortable start to life in the A-League, hasn't he? Very assured.
Atkinson with Bayich. Jago. Atkinson again, all the way back with Suprayon. Beach again with Truen. Kai Truen, who played in their cup defeat to Perth in the round of 32 for City. They didn't have much competitive football over the summer. Here's Talbot. Cross towards Cohen. Now Jago. Well, the eyes lit up. And the crowd enjoyed the miss hit as Atkinson's shot is turned away by Shushnya. Six minutes to go, plus stoppages in the first half. It's been a pretty entertaining contest. So that opening goal from Marco Tilio seems a long time ago now. Came just with 1 minute 40 on the match clock.
Well, I was going to say it was about 38 minutes ago. We've only been going 39.
But both teams have had their chances. And perhaps in the end, despite not having as many shots,
1, 2, 3. Yep, I can see that.
Despite not having the Lions' share of possession, Newcastle have had 3 efforts on target now and have been pretty dangerous, as there's a yellow card for Eli Adams. There has led with the foot, and as Bajic launched that ball forward, you can't go with your studs raised into a challenge like that.
No. They don't tickle those either, do they? They really hurt.
He needs a big season as well, Eli Adams. He's only a youngster still, just 22 years of age, but he's been on the move the last couple of seasons. Melbourne victory didn't really work out for him.
I was a fan of his when he was at Brisbane, when he came onto the scene. I thought he showed a lot of promise. Didn't work out at Melbourne victory, as you said. Now he's got an opportunity at Newcastle in a younger squad to earn a spot week in, week out.
And if you saw his goal against Perth last season, you know that the quality is there, because that was an outrageous goal to score. I think it was the winner as well in the last minute.
No. You'll have to check your notes.
Shushnya with Eli Adams. Now the flag is up eventually for offside. I thought the referee was going to let play continue for a while there. Aquilina bundled off the ball. That's good aggressive defending from Talbot, but he just couldn't look up and find a teammate. Now Shushnya. For Wilmering. Ball fizzing across the turf. It's been a really good contest this first half so far. City started very well, looked on top. Jonathan Cohen looked excellent in the first 10-15 minutes. Ugarkovic and Nabu both had chances after Marco Tilio's goal, but I have to say the Jets have really steadied the ship and come back well.
Well, it would have been really easy, wouldn't it, for a young team at home, first game of the season, concede in the second minute, for it all to go awry, but they've responded well.
Bayliss dragged out of the way by Ugarkovic. Don't think he'd have too many complaints.
The footballers, it's never a foul against you.
There you see it, just the first coat hanger was Ugarkovic's, the second from Bayliss, but you always pay the first free kick. Wilmering with Aquilina. Oh, that's brilliant football from the youngster. Went to the Olympics with New Zealand. Bayliss. Hingham with Adams. Adams still. Now Wellisol. Can he produce a little bit of magic? We haven't seen him the last 10 or 15 minutes. Bayliss again with a nice turn away from trouble. Now Grozos with Hingham. Newcastle, just 90 seconds left in the first half. Well defended by Bajic, who did just enough. Ugarkovic. And they slow it down again, City. There's the win probability at the moment, very much in City's favour. Now that does take in all the history of this fixture, as well as what we've seen so far today, and it gives it very much in City's favour. Having said that, football is a funny old game.
Aha. Well, as we approach half-time, as we said, after the first minute or so, home fans could have thought, well, here we go, this is going to be a long day, let alone a long season. But they've responded, and they've shown enough in this first half, Rob Stanton's team, to show that they'll be competitive. Rob Stanton will probably argue they could have been equal with that chance from Shushnya.
Certainly had enough to suggest that the second half perhaps with a downpour of rain as well, because it just got another couple of shades darker here around the ground. The lights are well and truly on. As Atkinson with a strong challenge. 2 minutes of stoppage time. The second half will provide plenty of entertainment, I'm sure. Here goes Atkinson. Attacking again, switching from left to right with Talbot. Cohen. Talbot again, he looks up, crosses to the back post. Ingham's header towards Vidic. Wrestling with Jego. Well, he didn't have anyone really to aim to. Ingham, he's done brilliantly well. Finds Vidic, who rather lazily just gives it away with the little flick. And it's Grozos covering at right back intelligently, who wins a goal kick.
Well, the second half could be telling, Robbie. It wasn't their friend, the Jets, last year, particularly the last 30 minutes of matches. And that's a sloppy moment there from Daniel Wilmering. And I think we 2/3 of the way through the season last year. If you stop the matches at half-time, the Jets were right up the top. It was that last 45, or in particular last 30 minutes of matches, where they really dropped points last season. So it'll be interesting to see if they've worked on that, how they stack up in those fatiguing moments.
Beach with Suprayon. 30 seconds left. Talbot, clatters into Wilmering. You could hear the microphone on the halfway line there. As Suprayon headed back to Beach with Eli Adams looking to pounce. And there goes the half-time whistle at McDonald Jones Stadium, where Marco Tilio opened his account for the new season with his first ever goal against the Newcastle Jets. It came with just 1 minute 40 on the clock after good work from the new Israeli international signing, Jonathan Cohen. Nathaniel Atkinson, back in Australia as well, showed plenty of enterprise in midfield. We saw moments from the Brazilian Wellisol for the Jets, who fought back very well and forced Patrick Beach into a number of fine saves. But for the moment, they're still looking for that equaliser. Half-time in Newcastle. The Jets 0, Melbourne City 1. And we will be right back with the half-time show in just a moment. Don't go away.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bird, it's a plane. Well, it is a fighter jet to celebrate the Jets' opening game of the season. The fighter aircraft from the Royal Australian Air Force Base in Williamstown, just locally. It literally is a Newcastle jet flying over McDonald Jones Stadium as they commence this season, season 20 of the Isuzu UTE A-Leagues, kicking it off against Melbourne City this afternoon. Welcome back and welcome to the Hungry Jacks halftime show. I'm Tara Rushton, rejoined by Alex Brosk and Archie Thompson as well. Team, overall thoughts on that opening half? Melbourne City started strong, but you felt as though the equaliser was coming from the Jets.
It did, yeah. It went completely against my prediction, which was the Jets would start fast. It was Melbourne City who started incredibly well, getting a goal after a couple of minutes. It's a good positive run from Beach. We've seen him do this so many times. He gets to a good area in the field, gets his head up, gets a great ball in across the back to the back post, and Cohen squares it to Tilio, who's there, and picks up his own rebound. And again, a perfect start for City. And they seem to keep control and look really sharp going forward, Archie, in that first, say 10 minutes. But then Newcastle sort of got their way back into it.
Yeah, they did. And this is where they missed Aziz Beach. Those marauding runs going down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he went overseas, joined up with Ronaldo and missed a large chunk of that season last year. But you can see what he produces on that left-hand side. And this was a great opportunity for Suchnia, drifted to the back post. For Melbourne City, they'd be a little bit worried about the time that was afforded to him. And this was an amazing save too, by the way. I thought he's been outstanding, this young boy.
Patrick Beach, 21 years old, and Jamie Young is sitting on the pine, and he has won everything there is to win and so much experience, but he hasn't looked out of place. This free kick from Costa Grozos, their captain as well. I mean, you just felt as though they were very, very close to equalising, and I dare say they'll want more of the same. Robbie Stanton will want that from his men come the second half. Those were the Harvey Norman highlights. And taking a look now at the Paramount Plus player index, Marco Tilio, well, he's sitting top of the pops, and arguably that's for his contribution to the goal and getting it done in the opening 2 minutes. Patrick Beach, though, outstanding performance from him. I know he's sitting second, but the goalkeepers and the young goalkeepers making their A-League debuts have been outstanding so far across season 20, Arch.
Yeah, they have, and it goes back to my theory about some of these youngsters growing up with all different types of sport, AFL, rugby. We're so good with our hands, and this is why some of these young keepers have been outstanding. But really, some big shoes to fill in Jamie Young. I thought that save that he made off Grozos, he got over there very, very quickly. And we're very blessed that we've got a lot of very good young keepers coming through, and a lot are doing well. I mean, the Adelaide goalkeeper, I've lost him at the moment. Socceroo started. Can we remember his name for me, please?
I've got Dylan Parach Cullen from last night in my head. That's who I'm thinking about for the Central Coast Marathon. We're off to a short break. We're going to let you sit with that one as we head to a break. Do not go anywhere on this other side. We'll have both Daniel Garb and Daniel Breen. They're going to chat about Nathaniel Atkinson. It is your Super Saturday of the Isuzu UTE A-League football heading your way. The Jets and Melbourne City in the lead, 1-0.
If we were talking.
Oh, it would have been gold.
That would have been allowed. Yeah, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, Mac is with me though, yeah. We just had to go inside because it was starting to rain heavily. Oh, Macca's got an IFB, sorry, but I don't think it's working in here. It's okay. So we're rolling. Okay, so we didn't have a monitor here. What are the picks going to be of?
Still 3 minutes in the game.
Okay, so we're playing on with those picks, so we just go straight into it. Okay, right. Okay, all right. No worries, okay. Because we didn't have a monitor, but that's okay. I'll say welcome back and then we'll just get straight into Atkinson. We've only got about a minute.
Doesn't look like it's raining, does it? But it was, huh?
Yep. All right, no worries. Okay, are we on 10 bold, by the way? Just double checking, yeah. Thought so. Yeah.
2 minutes on the break.
Why did NASA pull the trigger when he had that chance there? Fell to him.
I think because Susnia ducked so late, he reacted and hit there and it sort of rolled out there.
Right.
And he couldn't, and then he had to get there.
Looks like a good opportunity. Yeah. And Buelasol looks all right. He looks tidy.
Yeah, if he doesn't roll around on the floor.
Yeah, that's...
He'll soon learn that he can't do that this time.
Two bad ones.
I know. They hold to it, though. The foreigners, they come, they start, then they go, all right, we've got to
1 minute in
get
the
stuck
break.
in.
But there's Brazilians who are just
Yeah, I know.
the extreme. Oh my God, that's scary. Look at that. Oh, it's an app or something on your face, right? No, I thought they had like something in there, like a teeth thing or something. It is Melbourne City leading the Newcastle Jets 1-0 at McDonald Jones Stadium as the rain just starts to fall here in Newcastle. So Daniel McBreen has joined me undercover. Macca, good to see you. So many changes for both teams. Nathaniel Atkinson, a major one for Melbourne City, stepping into a central role. This is the guy who started at right back for the Socceroos against France of all nations at a World Cup.
Yeah, look, it's something that we're not used to seeing, and he's doing very well. He's starting in a 6 position, but moving up to a 10 position. And when Marco Chilio goes wide and deep, it creates that space, and he's making dangerous runs in between centre-back and full-back, and it's causing problems for the Newcastle Jets.
I mean, it's a decision they've had to make because of injuries, but it just gives Aurelio Vidmar another option, doesn't it?
Well, it's great to know that you've got versatile players that can play in any position, and he'll be looking at that and going, oh, okay, this might be an option for us going forward.
Talk to us about the two imports, because we've had a close eye on them in that first half. Wellersol, the Brazilian, and Jonathan Cohen has looked really lively in that first half, the Israeli.
Yeah, he has. They both have, to be honest. Probably in patches. Jonathan Cohen early got his assist with the header back across. Wellersol, we've seen little moments. He's been on the floor a couple of times. You'll soon learn that we won't put up with that in Australia, but both look promising for the season.
Plenty of football to come in the second half. We can't wait for it. Daniel McBreen and Robbie Thompson on the call. Then it's football tonight and a massive Sydney derby ahead. So stay tuned. Plenty of great football action coming up on 10 Bold and Network 10.
Welcome back to McDonald Jones Stadium. Melbourne City leading the Newcastle Jets by 1-0, and we do have a change at the break for the home side. And it is an A-League debut for Ben Gibson. The young man, 21 years of age, who just scored 18 goals for Apia Leichhardt in the New South Wales NPL last season. He replaces Justin Vidic, who toiled hard up front but struggled to make an impact against the City defensive pairing of Suprayon and Truan. So Ben Gibson, who they've got big raps on, gets his chance to make an impact on the opening day of the season. And it is the Jets that get this second half underway, chasing the game. They trail City by a goal last season. Robbie Stanton's young side, in the 11 times they found themselves trailing on the scoreboard, they managed 3 draws and 8 defeats, but never managed to turn it around entirely. Perhaps that will change this afternoon. That's what new seasons, new resolutions, new promise is all about. As for City, confirmation of that change for Newcastle. Aurelio Vidmar, whose side were bundled out at the first hurdle of the Australia Cup, who saw the likes of Jamie McLaren, Curtis Good, their highest ever appearance maker. Jamie McLaren, theirs and the league's highest ever goal scorer. Tolgay Arslan, arguably the league's best player last year, all left the club. Nuno Reis, another. And yet here they are, leading by a goal. It hasn't been a dominant City performance, the likes of which we've seen over the last few years, but Daniel McBreen, when you look at last season and how it went, they recorded their 3 biggest ever victories in the history of the league, Melbourne City, as well as their biggest ever defeat by 6-0. It was one of those seasons for them. They lacked that City consistency.
Yeah, exactly. Consistency is the word, Robbie. It was very hot and cold. It looked like world beaters one week, and then it looked like they were degraders the next. And that's what Aurelio Vidmar will be looking for again, to find that consistency week in, week out, day to day on the training pitch, and get those results on the weekends.
Ryan Scott. A header from... Oh, it's given away by Grozos for Tilio. Tilio gliding past players. Who was heading to the top corner. It's a brilliant stop by Scott.
Well, it was a great save by Ryan Scott, but it was a real sloppy pass from the captain across to Grozos there, you see. Okay, Tilio took off fleet foot, and that was going in the top corner. Ryan Scott with a great touch.
Well, he scored 1.5 minutes into the match. He almost scored 1.5 minutes into the second half as well. Marco Tilio. You can see the wind gusting down there. Oh, that's come off, I thought, a jet, but Jimmy Jego is the word from the referee.
Well, I have to agree with you. I thought it came off a jet as well, but you're right. The referee has got it spot on. Jimmy Jego with the flick.
Again, City looking for that press high up the field. It's up to the Jets to try and play their way out of it. Big test for the youngster Gibson, who clearly has an eye for goal after his work in New South Wales NPL. Naboo, the flag is up for offside against him. Back from that Achilles, from which he returned in record time last season, but perhaps we didn't see the best of him when he did come back. Andy Naboo, the Socceroo. Matt Leckie is missing with a quad strain at the moment. Aurelio Vidmar was non-committal in yesterday's press conference, but you did get the feeling it could be another 2 or 3 weeks. For Matt Leckie, it's already been 2 or 3. And Max Caputo, with that broken leg, will still be another couple of months before he's expected back. So if they decide that Andrew Naboo is the option up front in that central role, then he's probably going to have a good 6 or 8 games to try and get his eye in.
Well, he's got plenty of experience, hasn't he, Andrew Naboo?
That's a good ball for Cohen. First time pass looking for Ugarkovic. He's given away by Eli Adams this time. He was looking for a difficult pass. Cohen again, who's trying to play a lot of one-touch football to try and create the angles. Here he is again with Atkinson. Bajic with Tilio. Oh, it's a good little turn, and then he just hesitated from accelerating away. Cohen again. Atkinson and Bajic. It's a good challenge from Ingham. Eli Adams, is he fouled? Yes, says the referee, only just.
Well, that was just what the Jets needed. And they haven't been able to get their foot on the ball. And Stephen Ugarkovic has talked himself into the referee's book. Didn't like what he saw. They haven't been able to get their foot on the ball and move it around, the Jets. They've been sloppy when they have had it. Combine that with City's pressure on the ball as well. And they've just silenced the crowd for the moment. Just seems to be a little lull.
He just caught him. It wasn't much of a foul, but it did look a foul.
Well, he made the most of it, but it was still a foul, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You see there another, just a little sloppy pass, just under hit, that is just increasing the pressure on the Jets in this back third of theirs.
You can see how, well, was there a hand there by Jego? Yes, says the referee, and the free kick is going to alleviate a little bit of that pressure again. But you can see how the City press is also forcing those mistakes at the moment. Jego and Atkinson in those holding roles, as there you see the passes from the Jets, most of them in their own half of the field, as Ingham gets it wide with Wellisol. He tries to curl one. It was a presentable opportunity.
Well, it was very well worked from this right-hand side. Dane Ingham involved heavily. As he passed the ball out to Wellisol on that left-hand side, he cuts back in on his right, and you can see he wants to bend it around into that top corner. Right into the wind, maybe made it a little bit difficult as well.
Shushnia, thumping header forward. Jego finds space with Tilio, one-on-one with Ingham. Decides not to take him on. It's very quick, Dane Ingham. It's not easy to beat him one-on-one, but we've already seen a couple of examples of how dangerous Marco Tilio is with ball at feet. Both sets of substitutes are warming up behind the goals they are defending, or attacking rather, at the moment. Here's Bayliss. Shushnia. Bayliss again, who looks up for Ben Gibson. It's come off Suprayon. It'll be a throw for Newcastle. Robbie Stanton trying to show a little bit of urgency. That will be transmitted to his players as well. Keep the ball in play. Try and play quickly. You have to be positive, especially when you're at home.
Well, one thing we haven't seen maybe the weather and the wind is playing a part in it, is this. Runs in behind from Newcastle Jets forward players.
Almost got away from Costa Grozos. Natter was there, but they have given it away now. Tilio with Naboo. Here's Bajic. Tilio continuing his run. Bayliss refused to let him get away.
He just used his body, Lockie Bayliss, didn't he? Just ran across the line, stopped Tilio crossing him there.
Wellisol looking for the back heel. Trying to invite Wilmering forward. It didn't come off. Oh, the Jets thought it had gone out of play. Truen back with Beach, who's had a first half clean sheet so far, in which he made a number of great saves. If he can repeat that in the second half, it will be the 100th clean sheet in Melbourne City's A-League history. Not a bad little milestone to hit on your debut. As here's Ugarkovic into the area. They had to be very careful there, the defenders.
Well, there was a misunderstanding. Daniel Wilmering allowed the ball to bounce, maybe thinking it was better not to stretch for it. Thought he was getting cover, and it turned out it was Andrew Naboo who was sneaking in behind him.
Jonathan Cohen to take with that left boot towards Kai Truen. He just couldn't direct it goalwards. There's a switch of play. Just asking too much of Wilmering. Again, Gibson trying to put some pressure on his fellow A-League debutant in the opposition team. Now Wilmering, you can see there, trying to take it quickly. No offside from a throw, that's positive. Gibson, the early ball towards Eli Adams. Cohen, good switch of play for Bajic. Now Tilio, back with Bajic again. Tilio accelerates, Tilio turns inside, and Shushnyar thinks he should have had the throw. The referee was right there. It's a real joy to watch Marco Tilio when he starts dribbling, that close control, inviting defenders to try and tackle him, but he's so quick as well, able to change direction. Atkinson gets the better of Bayliss. Bajic with Tilio again. Jago, Atkinson, Ugarkovic. This is good football from City. Talbot, and now Cohen. Wants it on his left. Cohen drives it in hard this time. And almost knocked Mark Natter's head off.
Oh, that's what you call brave defending. As I said, nearly knocked him off his feet. It's a nice ball in. And they've just really taken control of the game in this second half, Melbourne City. Newcastle Jets really finding it difficult to get out of their own half. See there, Mark Natter's head rocks back.
Cohen's ball for Ugarkovic on the edge of the area. Oh, Bajic just took a bobble, gets the cross back in this time. And Ryan Scott is there again, but another example there. There was too much space afforded on the edge of the box from a corner. Newcastle, you mentioned it at the top of the show, Macca, if you stop games at half-time, last season. They were one of the best teams in the league. Well, they've started the second half behind on the scoreboard already, but not looking like they're at the races at the moment.
You see there, another sloppy pass.
Now the referee's allowed the advantage. Ugarkovic, as Shushnyar was looking for the free kick. Cohen wants it on the left, finds Nabu. Andrew Nabu, brilliant block from Bayliss. And Shushnyar has a couple of words with Sean Evans on his way past. Well, that was a gilt-edged opportunity for City that they failed to exploit. Ingham with Adams. Gibson. There's that come off. Now referee wants to have a word to Shushnyar about what happened.
Well, I can't tell off that replay if there was connection or not.
Well, it's a good lesson. You play the whistle,
Well,
don't you?
Alexander Suzhny was on the ground, so I'm not sure what he was supposed to do if there was contact.
Now, Wellisol's gone to ground under the contact, and again the referee allows play to continue. Here is Shushnyar with Ingham. Shushnyar again. Aquilina. Shushnyar. Not a throw, it'll be a throw. For City, and we're going to have a change with Clayton Taylor coming into the game. And he is, well, it is Wellisol who's going off. We can see Aquilina come charging across towards Clayton Taylor, but that was just to come onto the right side of midfield. Clayton Taylor will come onto the left. He was one of the stars of the show last season for the Jets, the 20-year-old Sydney FC youth product who scored 7 goals last season. Clayton Taylor. As here goes Tilio. We can see that Aurelio Vidmar is preparing to make a change as well, as it's all the way back with Patrick Beach. Intercepted. And it is Clayton Taylor with his first touch, trying to make something happen. Taylor into the area, still going. Still going, Taylor shoots at the near post, and it's taken a deflection and will be a corner, and that's a positive impact.
Yeah, straight into the fray. Good positive run, cut out the pass and then went straight at his defenders. See here, Reeds anticipates it well, and it's straightforward. There's no second thought about what's happening here. I'm running at you players and getting into the box if possible. He's inside the corner.
Grozos towards Natter at the back post. I think it was Alexander Shushnyar again who just couldn't quite hit the target, but it's better from the Jets. We might head down to Daniel Garb, who's down on the sidelines. Daniel, for a little update on the conditions there, because the Jets are struggling in this second half.
It's windy, definitely. It's at the back of Melbourne City, but it's probably doubled in strength from the first half, and maybe it posed a problem there for the Melbourne City defence trying to defend that set piece, the way in which the ball was swirling around as Harry Politidis comes on the field. For Jonathan Cohen, who's been so impressive, well, I am told the Israeli international is still working his way towards full fitness, so that's why he is exiting this game at this stage, despite looking so good. The import. I did speak to Scott Jamieson as well about the goalkeeping decision. Patrick Beach getting the nod over Jamie Young. He says, we tried all our goalkeepers out in the pre-season. We put them up against each other. Jamie Young still very sharp, but he said the way in which Beach is adept at playing with the ball with his feet, and also his size and his shot-stopping ability. They just were desperate to give him a go. The case was overwhelming. He's looked so good so far. It's an exciting watch for Australian football, although he's in the infancy of his career, of course.
Fantastic, Garvey. Thank you for that. Down on the sidelines. Yeah, James Neuenhausen is the other goalkeeper who played in the cup game against Perth as well. So they do have options. Oh, as Grozos has led with the studs there on Jego, and the referee might like to have another look at that. As here's Tilio in the area. Wilmering manages to get it clear. The referee is going to stop play, and it's a yellow card for Costa Grozos.
Well, it'll be interesting to see this one on the replay, how high it was on the leg, because on first viewing, I felt Costa Grozos could be in danger there. James Jego's not happy at all. Now, we spoke with the referees this week, didn't we, about these challenges, and they said on the foot, in the hole would be a yellow. Anything up the shin would constitute a red card. And I'm sure VAR, well, we know VAR, we're looking at it now, but I don't think Costa Grozos will be out of the woods just yet.
Oof, well, that's above the ankle, isn't it?
That looks like it's up and going towards the calf on that angle.
I don't think he got too much of the ball, but the referee looks like, and the VAR are going to show a little clemency towards Costa Grozos. First day as captain.
He might have got away with one there.
Now here comes City again, though, perhaps not for long. Naboo, his shot, and there's another player down in the box now. Nathaniel Atkinson. There are always a couple of questions about fitness. Garvey talking about Jonathan Cohen, who created 7 chances in the match, more than any other player. Certainly in that first half, he was excellent in the first half of the first half. We saw him, does like to get the ball onto that left foot. A couple of good crosses. Atkinson now settles play with Talbot. With Kai Truen. It has been a really confident display, ball at feet from Patrick Beach. I mean, we just saw it again there. So often in recent years, as Jego has just gone in a little bit hard on Eli Adams now. Atkinson just bear hugging Alexander Shushnya out of the way. Adams is down on the ground holding his lower back.
Well, I'm not sure if it was just after.
It's just there, I think, the little knee as it followed through. And there,
there's the stamp on the back. That's where I thought I saw in the first instance. Now, he knew what he was doing there. When he stands up here and puts that left boot down there on his back, he's in trouble.
Yeah, and the crowd have all just seen it on the big screen as well. The fourth official, the linesman, is there chatting, and Jamie Jego, who was victim of what looked like a pretty tough challenge about 2 minutes ago, which clearly left him frustrated. The Socceroo could now find himself in a bit of deep water. Sean Evans is looking for Jamie Jego, who's trying to make himself invisible. Now he spotted him, calls him over. Now, there is the fourth officials having another word. And he's called Jamie Jego over. Now he's told him just to step away for a moment while he gets another version of events. Well, Eli Adams is back off on his feet, and it was more petulance and frustration than anything else, but
well,
it's not a good look, is
cast
it?
your mind back to Wellington Phoenix last year, and the captain did something very similar.
Yep.
Now you see there he rakes that left foot down the back of Eli Adams. I don't think there's going to be any other.
No, the crowd's just seen it again. And there it is. The red card for Jamie Jego. As is Bajic having words to the fourth official as Jego makes his way off. And he'll get the sending off that the Jets fans decide is appropriate for him as he heads straight down the tunnel. And after Roderick Miranda yesterday evening sent off for a high boot, we have a second red card of this season, and I don't think there can be too many complaints either.
No, I agree with you, Robbie. I think once we saw the evidence, we saw it on the first instance, and I wasn't too sure if it had panned out the way I thought, but obviously on that replay, it was a calculated raking of the studs down the back, and there's only one outcome for that.
Nathaniel Atkinson makes way, and it's Zane Schreiber who comes on. So that will be a like-for-like swap position-wise as defensive midfield. Schreiber, 19 years of age, came through the ranks at Sydney FC. A young Socceroo, Australian under-18. Already made 6 appearances last season for City. This is an important one now.
Well, Nathaniel Atkinson did not look happy at all about being replaced. Could have swore I saw with my lip reading him say, "Why am I coming off?" Probably a valid question. He's been good today. Circumstances have changed a little. But it was silly from Jimmy Jego, wasn't it?
Yep,
He had that challenge, which we said maybe Costa Grozos got away with that one as well. VAR couldn't find enough evidence to overturn the yellow to a red for there, but then I think the frustration and the anger was just brought out in that challenge.
And we're going to see some free kicks start to go the Jets' way here. They have an extra player. They'll be looking to do what the Mariners did. Let's head down to Daniel Garb, who had a bird's-eye view of all that incident.
Daniel McBroom, you're right. Nathaniel Atkinson wasn't happy with the decision to take him off. And he took that anger out on a water bottle. Absolutely unloaded on it before he took his seat in the dugout over here as the rain comes down. So he's furious. A bit of drama. It's gone up a couple levels here at McDonald Jones. Fantastic.
It certainly has. Now, we saw the Central Coast Mariners last night were unable to take advantage of their extra man advantage. They had half an hour. Here, the Jets are going to have 20 minutes.
Well, you can see already the dynamics changed, hasn't it? Straight away, Melbourne City are sitting in a block. It's the first time we've really seen the Jets consistently in the opposition half for this whole second half.
It's another lazy pass that gave it away. Now Shushnya, nicely done. Bayless looking for the early cross. It's Politidis.
Did well there, Politidis. Nice little ball in behind from Shushnya for Bayless. And he's done very well because it's a goal kick. Ball came back off Lockie Bayless.
Can the Jets really take this match by the scruff of the neck? Back we go to Ryan Scott. The wind is still blowing. Well, it's been a big opening weekend of the A-League so far. It continues tomorrow. Well, it continues later this evening, first of all, in a sold-out Combank Stadium. That's a good switch of play. The Sydney derby. As the cross in, and Beach claims it. Good ball in from Ingham. Just needed a runner across the face to get a touch. Douglas Costa versus Juan Mata. And then tomorrow, Wellington Phoenix against Western United. And MacArthur versus Perth Glory. This 20th year of the A-League men's competition. Grozos. Nata. Pink ball wide for Clayton Taylor. Gibson. Gibson, oh, that's nicely done, Gibson. The little touchback. They're still alive. Bayliss is in there. Now Aquilina. Bayliss again. Beach not required on that occasion to get the touch.
Well, it just wouldn't sit at all, would it, for each of the Jets players? They all just needed an extra touch. There's lots of City bodies everywhere. They just wanted that to fall invitingly. Bayliss finally does. Can't quite get over the ball.
It's the 10th shot at goal for the Jets. 3 on target. They've had 3 on target for City as well, who have really failed to test Ryan Scott, apart from that opening 5 minutes where they had a couple of good chances and the goal came to Marco Tilio. Now Zane Schreiber has taken a knock. Looks like the outside of the calf. Schreiber, who signed a 3-year deal at the start of last season with City. City take their time, as is Bajic, with that captain's armband. Now he says to Kai Truan, you might as well get forward. Set pieces are a chance we're going to have. In it comes. Nata. Good header. Taylor. Schreiber in cover.
I'm not sure what that was for. Didn't see the referee's assistant. Maybe it was a pull of the shirt as they were challenging.
Well, this first match of the season, especially for two sides that didn't go exceptionally far in the Cup, means that it will take a couple of weeks just to get into your stride. Match fitness is a very difficult thing to attain without playing competitive matches. City have played just the one. The Jets, well, they had 3 Cup matches, but one of those was the playoff back in the first week of July. And it was Rockdale and MacArthur in the Cup proper from the round of 32, as Beach thought about coming and didn't. The first little hesitation of the evening from him. Ball in, back post, Taylor's there. Now, has that come off a hand? The crowd all thought so on that far side. Referee has allowed play to continue. The Jets trying to take it quickly, because when it plays on, you can't go to VAR once play continues. Now, everyone needs to have a little look at this.
Now, we, again, in our referees chat this week, we were told that
there would be less
handballs if you're in a natural position and you're very close to the ball being struck. It may not be given because you can't have a chance to react. That was maybe the case there.
Well, he wasn't making himself bigger, was
I
he?
think
The arm was in front.
Yeah, fell with his arm in a normal position. And the
They were almost grappling, to be fair. It was very, very close. So that is one of the new directives for referees as well. Proximity of the player. If you kick the ball into a hand that's in a more or less natural position and the player has no chance to react, then it will not be a handball, which is different to what we've seen at various times in the past over the last couple of years. Shushnya being dragged around by Politidis. It's like a mini Andrew Naboo, isn't he?
I just thought exactly the same.
It's not even a mini. They're almost identical.
Yeah, very similar gait, haven't they?
Now the ball in. In the cross. The header away by Naboo. Ball into the area. Truan gets it clear. Now the Jets are starting to just turn up the dial a little bit inside the final 10 minutes. Shushnya. Bayliss with Aquilina. Ingham. Taylor, the little one too. Trying to invite Wilmering forward. Grozos, early ball. Excellent header away by Truan again. Back from Bayliss. Suprayon clears. Wilmering with Clayton Taylor. Unlike Melbourne victory last night, who missed that penalty through Bruno Fornaroli, City have something to defend. City still have their noses in front. Aquilina trying to drive it in hard, blocked by Politidis.
It's another good defensive play. Politidis working hard to get back and help.
Rain is coming down now. Is there going to be a goal for the Jets? Bayliss with Grozos. Bayliss goes from distance, trying to take matters into his own hands. It was another good stop from Beach, who was watchful.
Well, it moved a little bit in the air, didn't it? Beach has been good, got his body behind it, no problems there. He's certainly justified his coach is throwing him in, hasn't he, today?
Ingham's header, will it go out of play? It's going to be a corner. And City won't be in any hurry to take this. Bajic and Schreiber are there. Suprayon staying back. So is Talbot. Here's Tilio. His ball to the back post. Mark Natter went falling to ground all on his own, I think, there.
He's up and about now.
Now Grozos with Shushnya. Is there going to be one last throw of the dice from Robbie Stanton, the Jets coach? No Lockie Rose, of course. He does have a 17-year-old, Will Dobson. This is certainly a pressure cooker environment on the opening day of the season to bring him into. Wilmering, the ball towards the edge of the area, cleared by Schreiber. Only as far as Shushnya. Grozos with Ingham. He'll look to whip this ball in. He did, but he mishit it. Low, and it's cleared. They're really trying to set up camp in City's half now.
Well, they are, but they need better quality service than that. It was set up well. They moved the City defence around. He had the space, and he's just hit it on the floor.
This is better. Wilmering. Ball in for Gibson. Gibson lays it for Bayliss. Brilliant defending. Politidis again with the block. Back in from Grozos. Again, Gibson is there. And now the flag goes up for offside.
Well, I don't think it was Gibson that was offside, but I think there was another Jets player just behind him that, as the ball fell, was then deemed to be in the area affecting the play.
And there's Marco Tilio down with a bit of cramp. On loan again from Celtic, where he didn't really get a look in. He was injured right at the start when he arrived there. And in the cut and thrust world of professional football over in Europe, it can really set you behind the 8 ball.
And here's another look at the goal. Middleton Cohen with the header back in after Aziz Bates put it out to the back post, and Marco Tilio, he was the first to react. As the ball dropped down, tucked it away. It was a long, long time ago.
The Jets haven't beaten Melbourne City in 6 matches in the A-League. Their last home win came back in February 2021. That's 3.5 years ago now, as both sides are preparing to make changes. And we are going to see the youngster Will Dobson, the Australian schoolboy who comes on to replace Bayliss. The Jets Academy Player of the Year last season. He signed a 2-year scholarship, and you can see how young he looks there. Born 2007, as he is now on to make his A-League debut.
Stop it.
There are a couple of City players about to come on as well. Aryan Suleimani. And the Argentine Herman Ferreira, as there we see a yellow card for Schreiber, and both sets of players really getting involved. Ryan Scott's come 75 metres to have his say as well. Aquilina's not happy. Nabu extricates him from the situation. Ugarkovic is not happy. Let's have a look at it again.
Well, there's no doubt it's a cynical foul. He's not going for the ball there. And you can see why Aquilina's not happy. I think back to a couple of years ago, Nikolai Topler-Stanley did a similar challenge from behind and breakdown in this, not going for the ball, and got sent.
Right at the start of the second half, wasn't it?
Against
MacArthur, was it?
Might have been against the Mariners, which turned the game, and the Mariners went on to win. There was no intent to win the ball there, straight for the player.
Now, Nabu and Ugarkovic are coming off to a chorus of boos from the home fans. Now, Aryan Suleimani, who made his first team debut in that cup defeat to Perth back in August, comes on for his A-League debut. 8 minutes of stoppage time, and there's an A-League debut as well for the Argentine, Herman Ferreira. A right back by trade who City are looking to use as a centre back this season. It's Talbot with the header away. Back in. Truen with the header. Tilio looking to help it on its way. Jets have to avoid getting in each other's way there. The ball wide on the left. That's a brilliant pass from Dobson. Not a bad first pass in A-League football for a 17-year-old. Here he is again. Another little reverse pass, looking for Clayton Taylor. There's nobody back for the Jets. It's Grozos and Dobson, the two midfielders, the furthest back as the central defenders stay forward. And it's Long. Suprayon with the header. Adams with Ingham. Grozos again with Wilmering. Plenty of gold shirts forward. Taylor. That's a poor pass, looking for Gibson. Ryan Scott comes. We're in deep into the second minute of stoppage time. Shushnya, Natter is staying forward. There's still a long time to go, 6 minutes. You don't want to leave yourself too open if you're the Jets. Taylor, but you do need that goal. Taylor, still going. And that's bounced off. Callum Talbot lying in the box again.
Well, he's such a positive player for the Jets, isn't he? Taylor.
Down there in front of the squadron to take this corner. Back post, Shushnya trying to attack, and it never looked like getting to the ball, and the referee deciding that it was a foul on Politides. And you just saw the very identifiable Herman Ferreira, who is inked up, I guess you'd say.
That he is.
If we manage to get a close-up of him, you'll see a giant diamond tattooed on his throat. Looks like he's stepped into a sort of defensive midfield role to try and fill some gaps. Aquilina wants to take it quickly, and you can hear the entire City bench saying the throw's not been taken from the right place. Aurelio Vidmar still pleading his case. Natter, Shushnya's turn to go forward. Wilmering, his cross, there's nobody in there, or it might yet fall for Shushnya. The touchback for Adams, and now Dobson. Aquilina's there. Adams now on the left foot, curling it just too high. And Patrick Beecher's goal remains intact again.
Well, once again, that ball's bouncing around the City box. Plenty of blue shirts, just wouldn't drop. And it was Eli Adams who just saw that opening. You can see there he's trying to bend it into the top corner. And when the Jets need some brilliance to bring them back on parity, although Adams wasn't able to produce on that occasion, we have seen it in the past.
The Jets have had 85% possession in the last 15 minutes. It has been an age since City have had a shot at goal. It might yet come. Schreiber. Is this the chance? Battered away. Arian Suleimani. His shot. Denied by Scott. He is a goal scorer. Suleimani, who missed most of last season with an ACL injury, looking to make up for lost time. Politidis hasn't kept it in. Under pressure from Ingham and Shushnya.
Well, you could hear the Melbourne City bench all screaming out, go to the corner, go to the corner. Here's another look at that strike. It's not bad, but straight at Ryan Scott. And the Jets need something special now. 2.5 minutes to go.
Well, it will make as much noise as the Fighter Jets flyby pre-game if the Jets can get an equaliser here. Strong from Natta. Dobson with Shushnya. Dobson again. Shushnya. Ingham, that's well played, Politidis. Oh, but he's lost out. Shushnya. And Schreiber with the important challenge again on Aquilina. No love lost there. Shushnya. Here's Grozos, the captain, to deliver. Back post. Too far back post, beyond everyone. Look at Patrick Beach. Marshalling his defence, geeing everyone up. His club's 100th clean sheet in A-League history is just over a minute away. On debut. The young keeper probably hasn't been tested as much as Robbie Stanton would have liked in this second half, particularly since City were reduced to 10 in the 70th minute. He's given it away there. Wilmering wants Clayton Taylor to head off, but the ball is poor. One last chance. Just over 30 seconds left for the Jets. Shushnya with Grozos. Natta. They need the ball up the other end. They need it up there quickly. Taylor. Oh, and that's brilliant defending. Pereira, the Argentine, with a crucial interception. Tilio, and now Suleimani. Now, does he go for goal, or does he head for the corner flag? It is the latter. He's won the throw, and that will be that. Victory on the opening day of the season, away from home for Aurelio Vidmar's side. It wasn't always pretty, it wasn't always dominant. They got the opening goal inside the opening 2 minutes from the on-loan Celtic winger Marco Tilio, the Socceroo. And they had chances, but so did the Newcastle Jets. Debutant goalkeeper Patrick Beach between the posts for City with an outstanding performance, some big saves and a 100th clean sheet for Melbourne City. They get their campaign off to a winning start. They have defeated the Jets in Newcastle by a 1-0. Well, let's have a look back at the Harvey Norman highlights of this one immediately, and it all started very early on. You didn't want to be late.
Oh no, it was Aziz Beich with a great run down the left-hand side. Their new signing Cohen with the header back across, and it was a pretty stagnant defence from the Newcastle Jets. Hadn't really got out of the dressing room, you can see there. Plenty of them about. Tilio gets there first, and he's first to react for a simple tap-in, and that was only a minute 40 into the game. And this was...
That's the brain fade.
Yeah, it was a brain fade. A couple of minutes earlier, was on the receiving end of a tackle, James Jego, that potentially you could say may have been a red, but that's petulant there. Just rakes the left studs down the back of Eli Adams, and there was only going to be one outcome.
That's a 15-cap Socceroo doing that as well. That's disappointing for Aurelio Vidmar and City, but it didn't matter. They held on, and Patrick Beach picks up the 3 points in the Alex Tobin Awards. Aziz Beich with 2 and Nathaniel Atkinson with 1 point on his return to the A-League. Let's head down to Daniel Garb, who's with the man of the moment.
That I am. I'm with Patrick Beach, the Isuzu UTE player of the match. His goal remained unbreached on his professional debut. What an afternoon for you. You seem delighted, as you should be. Just talk us through your emotions right now, Patrick.
I'm ecstatic with the win. I mean, we had to dig deep there, especially in the last 20. And the boys stuck together, and we saw the game out. I thought we played really well, especially in the first half. We kept the ball and we stuck to how we want to play, and it showed definitely. But yeah, I'm just proud of the boys and grateful to be able to help and do my part.
What about the week for you? I mean, Jamie Young is a great of the A-League. You were given the nod ahead of him. Talk us through how that decision was laid down to you and how you dealt with those emotions.
Oh, there's not much really into it. Jamie's a top guy and a top keeper, and I always just say that and respect him so much. He's helped me so much grow as a person and a player, and I respect him so much. And we're just in training every day, pushing each other, working to be as best as we can, and that's all we think about. The rest is up to the coaches, but we just go out there every day.